Hello, comrades, and welcome to episode 228 of the Terminus podcast for the weeks of March 16th, 2024. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. I'm your host, Ellis, otherwise known as the Admiral. With me, I have TJ Sakosio, Jonathan Van Aken, Jacob Durbin, and Brian Harrison, all people that you know and love.
Top of the afternoon to you, laddies. It's St. Patrick's Day.
Hi.
Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier.
What's up, guys? What's up, Heist? This is Guys. Anyway, we've got some shakeups. We've got some. I don't know. I don't really have like a rap sheet for this podcast. It's kind of a sedate show. We haven't been keeping up with the news enough. There are definitely some things that we could talk about. You'll see if we do. And the train will terminate at this station.
We are in Cocoa, Florida.
Thanks.
Woohoo.
Thank you for that.
East Rail Land.
Yeah, thank you for that incredibly detailed. What did I say about us not being prepared enough?
I used to go to Cocoa Beach as a kid.
What else do you want me to say?
I don't know. It's just something.
There's something that's gonna come through here. I don't know.
It's a bright line and FEC, I believe.
I need to click that link because I was busy in Terminus News getting a new article that was just posted.
Cocoa
Link,
Beach
that
is a nice
link.
place.
And I have some news as well. I have the Class 1 Mantle of Responsibility. Are you ready for this? Because we have incidents for 5 out of the 6 railroads. Starting with, on the 1st of March, a derailment that makes me go, how did this happen? Oh, I just freaking turned the audio on by accident. That's not, was not intentional. Okay, so now I understand, because the screenshot, or the thumbnail, made it look like the cars were resting on top of this SUV, but the SUV is just sort of in a ditch next to the track. So, train hit a car. Yeah. Train hit a car. On the 1st, that was Union Pacific. On the 2nd, BNSF, which was the current holder, they had an incident of their own near Exeter, Nebraska, and I'm not entirely sure what happened, but they lost a bunch of intermodal containers in the middle of the train. I assume it had something to do with very high winds, being Nebraska and all. But there's BNSF. 2 days later, we had Canadian National. They had...
I actually got to see the cleanup for this one.
Yes, this was submitted by you, right?
Yeah, this is in my hometown, so...
Okay, well, if you want, if you ever wanted to know where Brian lives, here you go.
That's all you know. That's it. Just the city.
Well, this is Canada, so there's like only 4 other people in this town, right?
Actually, no. It's a couple. I think it's like. It's not 100,000, but it's close.
What even What is even happening in these pictures? I can't even.
I don't know. The cars are just like all, they're bunched up.
Something don't look right.
The article has better pictures than I do because I wasn't able to get close enough, or more accurately, my dad and I in Mom's car weren't able to get close enough.
There's no saying what happened. The officials did not confirm what happened, so I think we have to assume it was aliens, just like an open TVD.
I think what happened is one of 2 things. Either one, there was a derailment, they hit the emergency brake and it accordioned, or there was a broken rail, they hit it and it accordioned.
We also have a Norfolk Southern train long hood forward slamming into an empty tractor trailer in South Carolina. And that was NS's contribution to the mantle this week. And that's... oh, wait, sorry. We do have one more. Oh, we have 2 more, right, TJ? Do you have an article on?
Oh, I don't have access to the article, but there is an article.
Okay, what date was that?
That was... Sorry, I have to look. I think it was Friday. So the 15th, 14th?
Okay. So that's probably the most recent one because this other CSX incident that we have was on the 9th of March. And it looks like there was some multi-track drifting in a South Nashville rail yard, and this led to a fire. Oh, both of the articles are the same, so I'll just get rid of that. Honestly, very, very few of these incidents are particularly exciting. But at least this one you've got fire. So this one has my vote, because it has both fire and multi-track drifting. If you want to check out the links to all of these incidents, they will be available in the Cargos document in the description.
I mean, fire, multi-track drifting, cool. But also, is it as cool as long hood forward?
That's true. We don't have that very often. Which is cool and based, and we like that.
That's why I'm struggling to pick between the two Eastern Railway giants that always crash.
Well, does anybody else have a vote? Because right now I'm giving it to CSX.
I'm gonna.
Forget that. I'm forgetting like the entire thing. Like I'm voting for my wreck.
I was expecting that.
The one that's next to me.
TJ?
I'm voting for the wreck in Worcester.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Worcester
So we've got one that isn't.
CSX.
We've got one that isn't even on here. So are you voting for the Fuego CSX or the Worcester one? Bender.
Worcester.
Okay.
Worcester,
So we have two votes for the thing that wasn't even on the mantle.
Yeah, make it 3.
Okay. All right. Cool. Worcester Mass takes it. All right. Well, I put up the photo taken by our field correspondent.
No, that's not. No, that's from Facebook.
Oh, that's
I
from
can't believe
Facebook. Oh,
Sauce
never
had a
mind.
wreck.
Yeah, no, the field correspondent told me that they didn't see anything driving by like hours after this happened. So
Damn. All right. Well, if
But
you
the
have
article-
a
I posted the
Put up
article.
the cars really quickly.
if you have a Worcester Telegram subscription, you can read this. Read this
yeah,
article.
nobody.
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But
But
CSX takes the best wreck, and CPKC regains the mantle. Their last incident was almost exactly a month ago, on the 17th of February. So that's the shakeup. That's the exciting part. You can probably turn off the podcast now. We don't need to. I'm going back to bed. Anyway.
Okay.
End of podcast. Bye.
And all right. The train shall terminate at this stage.
The train has terminated. The train is the choo-choo is very tired. He is
It's
EP.
very EP.
EP.
Anyway,
What a
all
good
right.
heap.
What have we been up to in the last couple of weeks? I've been arranging the Scale Trains meet and greet for the Providence Northern Model Railroad Club because they reached out to us. They asked if we would be cool with hosting that sort of thing, and I said absolutely. That sounds great. So they'll be here on April the 22nd, and with any luck, I will have new trading cards out by then for sale in person. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. But that's really all I've been doing. I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off, going back and forth to where the club is for different meetings on the building or plans or, just our regular monthly meeting, etc. I'm going to abolish the clause in the bylaws that says you have a term limit and I'm going to become president for life because nobody else wants to do it. But, that's just eventually it'll become like I'll be the last one alive is what it's going to be because everyone else is like 50 years older than I am, so I will become the only member of the Providence Northern Model Railroad Club, and then it'll just become the Iron Horseman Model Railroad Club. That's my long play.
So then, is there like a list, like a designated survivor list? But it's just all of us.
Yeah, exactly. I've gotta make you all the trustees and the officers, and we'll have digital meetings because nobody lives here, except for TJ. But in the meantime, since TJ lives
cool.
here, at least we get to go to the WWF together.
Yeah. Well, when we get up there, there will be quite a bit to see. As always, anytime you leave the WWF and come back after a few months, there's some pretty big developments. The Roundhouse is pretty much done. They're rounding off most of the big work that needed to be done.
They're rounding
Uh,
off the house.
They put up the doors, both on the front and on the side, like the cargo entrance door or whatever. And then they were also working on number 11. Their monthly update came out last week. Let's see. What are the highlights here?
Well, it looks really cool. Hold on, I gotta put some of these pictures up on screen because
Lots of hot metal.
uh,
They made the lower radius bar.
here's some shots of roundhouse shenanigans. Good looking doors and brackets and that sort of thing. I am so excited to see this thing in one piece, in person. And yeah, I mean, 11 coming along nicely, like you say. This is a very detailed diagram that I cannot read any of the text on.
So it's just like an as-built.
Yeah, exactly. It
Oh
fits
shoot, I
perfect.
forgot about something. I need to give myself a point for something that happened on January 12th. I can't remember what it was,
I don't
but
think
I wrote
that
it
that's not
down
how.
in like my paste bin thing.
What?
That's not
No,
how.
I
points
don't. No
work.
one has ever started the show
No.
with a point before. Um,
Not
and,
yet.
and if they did, I'm denying that fact.
Maybe Matt. I don't
But
know.
anyway, yeah. So I'm super excited about what's going on up there. When are we going? We're going on. Oh, we're going on the 21st, which is the day before the Scale Trains event.
Yeah.
So that's got to be fun.
Every day I wake up unable to go to Maine.
Well, that is a skill issue. You should clearly just sneak across the border into Maine.
Real.
Pay a
I
visit
can't.
to the Eagle Lake locomotives.
That would require getting out east first.
Yeah, well, you know,
All
that's
you
the
gotta do
easy
is
part.
walk. Just start walking.
Yeah. When I wake
Really
up,
good walking endurance, but that's like for going
Look.
across a city.
Just be like that guy in the Buster Keaton film, right? Just find a speeder and start going.
or
That was Buster Keaton himself.
I know. But there was another guy that came out of the Pacific and went east.
what about you just take one of the little electric scooters, see how far you can get with it.
About
I mean, you don't.
from where I
I
see
mean,
them,
you'll
about a
probably
mile.
get it when you get out of like a service range.
No, you gotta just keep going, just keep pushing on.
Electric moped,
Anyway,
maybe.
what else is going on in the Northeast, TJ?
Oh boy. Well, yeah. Well, oh yeah. This is local service. We're not getting into the.
Yeah,
big,
no,
the
we're
big
not,
shit.
we're not
Okay.
talking about the fun stuff, the
Yeah,
Keolis chaos.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's a tongue twister. Kama is actually you don't really hear much out of them, but apparently this guy makes YouTube videos for them pretty frequently.
What's Kama?
It is the Connecticut Antiques
Connecticut
Antique
Antique
Machinery,
Machine.
yeah, Association or
Oh,
something
it's
like
like a Threshers reunion thing.
Yeah,
that.
something like that.
I guess. Yeah. Sure.
They've got old, stationary, not stationary engines, but they have, road locomotives and stuff like that. They've got barns of the things. Like they've
Yeah.
got way more stuff than I would have anticipated from never having heard of them.
Yeah, they've got a whole like furnace too, don't they? What is that thing that they have? That big building that's like ancient?
Oh yeah, there was some kind of blast furnace. I don't know. There was like a plaque with text on it that I did not read.
Yeah, so they got that thing. But they have been working on their track. So they I guess are fixing a frog that was a little bit out of alignment and they were having problems with. So they fixed the frog, and then they're also extending the siding to the shop so that they can more easily back their locomotive out and in from the shop.
Far be it for
they-
me to assume that working on their track meant doing anything other than having stub switches.
Yeah.
Because that took me when we were there. I was like, oh, it's all stub switches. That's interesting.
Yeah. No, they're just working on the frogs. And they did say that eventually the engine house track will connect back onto the main line, quote unquote. But,
Okay.
that's for the future.
Less or more simplicity.
Yeah,
They
they also
they also
they also have been working on their Plymouth, which is in the shop.
they've got some
You
cool
know
stuff.
it'd be hella funny.
Hmm.
A Plymouth with a Plymouth V8.
Yeah, you got to get as long as you get like the Plymouth logo and put it on the front of the Plymouth. No, why did you delete those?
Plymouthception, clearly.
Thank you. Yoink. Gotta go put those in the cargos. Okay. It's all Plymouth,
Wait, it's all Plymouth? Always has been.
but wait, better. This is not your local service. This
Oh, okay.
I appreciate your love of the East Broad Top, but it is a little bit far from you.
Everything is.
I'm going to put that down more further down, back down in the pile. At least the SP thing is acceptable.
There were like 4 ABT things in there, and 2 of them were from like last year.
Well, I mean, maybe we should spend more time talking about the EBT, but this isn't the place
I
to
wish.
do it.
Also, Bender's local service is just potatoes.
Yeah, it's
We make a lot more than potatoes. No, the potatoes are in the south. We
Lumber.
make
Lumber.
white pine, but white pine died out a long time ago.
sad.
White Pine is the name
They
of the city in
potlatched all of it
Astoria,
away.
Yeah, it was a disease.
The potlatcher disease.
I know, disease caught the white pine.
Oh, okay.
That's why a lot of them are kind of like west of us now.
I was assuming that what happened was there was a disease that makes you lose all your money.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the Milwaukee Road caught it, and there it
The
went.
Milwaukee Road.
But no, have you been doing anything, good sir?
No.
No. What
Those
is
kind of exist.
SP786?
It's a Mikado, and they've been restoring it for like 20, 30 years now. It went out of service in the 90s.
Well, that sounds
I have
familiar.
pictures of it in a book. I have been obsessed with it, and I haven't heard anything about it until like recently.
Basically,
it's a nice looking boiler.
It's like a mildly larger. No, it's the same
So,
class as 745. It just
when
looks slightly larger because of like fittings.
basically, when they took it out of service and to do the, rebuild thing, they found out that the cylinder casting was cracked in several key locations, and they had to get a new casting. That's what they've been working on for the past, many years. They've got the boiler primed, like they just keep putting primer on it and all that to make sure it stays fine, not rusting. They got the new cylinder casting attached to the frame, which looks pretty complete. They're planning to build a diesel shop, basically, little just a little shop basically to house the engine and
over
house the
their
diesel.
engines' heads.
Yes, not where the engine stands, but in their property. They have, I think they're gathering funding for that now, but it's in the works. They also have the driving wheels done and the running gear somewhat attached to that. They've been working on axle boxes, making sure the axles are true, all that stuff. Bunch of cool work. I recommend checking out the video. You'll learn a lot about how this stuff actually works.
Whose cat is
I
that?
appreciate the cat.
Mine.
Oh,
Being very noisy today.
We had Bender cat.
Cat.
We had Bender Day. Now we have Bender Cat Day.
Yeah,
it's a good thing that allergies don't pass through computers.
true.
Well, it's actually nice to see an organization that, despite the fact that they aren't making like visible forward progress, they aren't letting their stuff deteriorate. I feel like the story is so often that like, oh, we just didn't have enough money for this thing, so our junk just sat outside and rusted and corroded and dissolved into the ground.
Oh yeah. One
But-
last thing, they're working on getting their actual diesel back up and running because right now they're leasing one. They're hoping to get that done, I think, this year.
Wait, what do they use a diesel
What
for?
is-
Trains. They run trains.
Oh,
like
okay.
excursions.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not just like a little organization. They are a heritage railroad and they run stuff. But right now they're just leasing a diesel.
Okay. It
Okay.
from what you said, it made it sound like they just own this locomotive, and I anticipate, like, in my head they were sort of like the Northeast Steam Corp, where they just have a place in the middle of nowhere where they're slowly restoring a locomotive.
That's fair. Texas is in the middle of nowhere, so
Well, it's all Texas.
Wait, it's all Texas?
Oh, hey, look, Brightline.
hey. And
Right,
they're
right.
Anyway, I guess I'll just keep going down the list here. I didn't really intend to go in order, but here we are. Jader has a fantastic photo of himself working on a caboose.
Pondering
Yeah.
the caboose.
Yeah. One of my friends took that as it was just sitting there working, and it's. I mean, honestly, I really like the picture because I don't have many pictures of me actually doing stuff.
Yeah, this is
Like
a
that.
great shot.
Yes, this booth is made out of
Yeah. I mean, what were you actually doing, or were you posing?
No, I was putting well, in the second picture, I
grab
just
rails.
finished it. Yeah, I was putting all the handrails on this
Oh my god.
because
That's
I
a lot of
realized
handrails.
that. Oh yeah, I realized that I have a problem collecting these running cabooses. I have 5 of them now,
I don't see the problem.
and I want more. Exactly, I want more. But the only problem is, one, they're hard to find in the red because, like most of the ones that you find on eBay or all if you the Big E, they're yellow.
Really?
And, that's fine. I could repaint them or whatever, but red is more classic to me. It's Steam era. That's what I want.
Hmm.
You know,
It's like
Steam
seeing a
era,
yellow
early
fire
diesel.
truck. It's like you're wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Or yellow stop sign.
But it's like you can eat like some of these came with the handrails pre-attached, and they're fine. Then otherwise they come as basically a kit. You have to put all the handrails on yourself, and it's kind of a pain, especially the handrail on the top.
Yeah,
of
I
the
can
cupola.
imagine.
Yeah, because they give you little posts or whatever to use, but because these are old, they're brittle, and like as soon as you try to put the wire through for the railing, it just breaks. So I just had to pull some spares off of something else to put those on, and it works. Maybe it's a little tall, but it works.
Yeah, I thought it was actually some kind of antenna at first. I was like, oh, C&O train phones?
I wish we had train phones. That'd be sweet.
And
I
string
like
one up.
iPhones.
But yeah, it's basically done. It just needs clear coated and wet, and then add it to the fleet. And it's cool because this one is preserved maybe like a half hour away from me.
Have you sent,
Awesome.
because just on the subject of your model works, is 94 on its way back to Milky?
Yeah, it should be there tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
awesome.
It'll arrive at about the same time as his neck pillow that he left at my house.
Huh.
Because I went to the post office and I shipped that. That's the other thing I did for the PN, because it's like I've mentioned, it's my phone number on the website. I took control of selling the club cars, and I took a bunch home, packaged them up, shipped them out to this guy on Long Island who wanted 7 club cars, and that was my little errand last weekend. I haven't. There haven't been any trading card sales lately. I think the market has quieted down as people wait for batch number 4. But if you haven't bought batch number 3, you can get that. You can get that at our website, theironhorseman.com. Buy trading cards, Steam locomotive trading cards. They're more than just for trading. You can play games, etc., like the one we're going to do in a second. Brian, you posted a bunch of pictures.
Yeah, each post corresponds to one of the things that is in that list.
Well, and I see someone stole the MBTA logo.
Yeah, I don't know what is going on here. So, this was a while back, but it wasn't brought up the last time I was on Terminus, so I figured I'd put it here. While I've been out and about in Edmonton, I kind of been foaming over the LRT. I saw a bunch of advertisement units, including one that had my boy. That's the first picture.
You get
But
Sonic on it.
also this freaking Uber Eats one, which is textured in wood, not pictured, is like a fake, like Wayne and whatever his name is from Wayne's World, the two main guys, basically fake versions of them. But also has the MBTA logo for some reason.
Yeah,
And I'm
this
like,
is.
why is that there?
I've seen this on signs on and everything for my whole life. It just. It's like, hold on, you said you couldn't get to Maine, but you went to Boston?
No, this isn't Edmonton on an
I don't,
ETS
I don't
LRT.
believe you.
Also, that last picture is something quite sad. That is the old LRT station at Nate, which has been shut down because there's a new one just down the way. And I believe this is the first proper abandoned station on the Edmonton Light Rail.
Well, you have something long enough, you get some cool ghost stations out of it. There are plenty of those on the New York City subway. It's kind of weird. I can't think of any on the MBTA.
Oh, there's a couple.
On the Fitchburg line, I would assume there are a couple.
Oh no, like on the Red Line, I think there's a couple.
Really?
Or like somewhere, I think there are a couple in some subway stations around. I don't remember exactly, but I feel like I've seen stories about some.
You know what? There are, I think, some abandoned platforms in the central subway on the Green Line. Stuff that
Yeah,
they don't use.
I know there's that. Yeah.
Um, anyway.
Well, they built they expanded North Station and they they built the extra tracks, but they didn't connect them.
Oh. Well, aren't they
so
getting
when
a
they
new bridge or something?
Yeah, when they rebuild the bridge, they're gonna finally connect that extra track, I think. But
I saw a great historical photo of North Station, or like the area around it, surrounding North Station, and it's so. I wish I could pull it up right now, but it's very plain to see that you are looking at three separate buildings that are just next to one another. Oh yeah, no, I can't load this photo anymore. That's a bummer. Anyway, what else have you got, Brian? Before we move on to the next part of the show.
The next bit only has one photo. I actually got together all of my model trains, sans something we'll get to in a minute, that have horn hook couplers because I'm planning on doing like a rudimentary coupler height measurement to try and figure out what I'm going to do for converting these to knuckles, because I'd rather have everything with knuckle couplers. And this is something that's particularly annoying for me personally, because if you look at this collection, there's only one dedicated freight car and a bunch of freight locomotives.
Well, you make do with what you
Yeah.
have.
Average tourist line.
Yeah.
Also, ignore the very shitty paint job on the dockside, or I need to redo Samson at some point. Not to be confused
Yeah,
with
it looks
PLR
like
Samson. I just named him Samson.
looks like
Oh, so cute.
Crest toothpaste. The locomotive.
No, it was done with Sharpies. It's rather bad.
No, I mean, I
I
feel
used
like if you
masking
squeeze it,
tape, but it
toothpaste will
didn't
come
work.
out. Have you tried?
Nothing comes out of it.
Also, negative 5
Left
points for coupler height.
No.
Anyway.
The third thing is, like, going out and about in my town, like, foaming and stuff, but finding things that I didn't expect to find when I was trying to go out and foam. Because I've only seen one train in the past little while. It's the first picture. It's kind of bad because it was from a distance. It's on the trestle. But, like, going out and trying to foam elsewhere, and instead of finding trains, I find cool automobiles like that AMC Javelin, Nissan Skyline R33, and probably bizarrely enough, not one, but 3 GMC 3-axle campers.
Oh shoot! I keep clicking on the wrong thing. I just pulled up the thumbnail again. I got two. I'm juggling too many photos over here.
Understandable.
And also a Metroliner cab car.
Yeah, that's the fourth thing. I managed to get my hands on something that I've been looking into getting for ages, which is my first ever electric prototype model train, which is Metroliners. But as you can see by the masking tape on the roof, the motor car does not run. I have not gotten to put it under power and see exactly what is wrong with it. But, like, I don't know how these old pancake motors work, but the front and rear drive shafts are not connected to each other, and I'm wondering if that has something to do with it.
Well, I hope you can figure it out.
I don't want to have to do. I don't want this to be just Duchess 2, literally electric boogaloo, and have to buy a new motor for this thing. I'd rather have it be something that I can just fix myself, or at least with my dad's help, because I don't know how to solder.
Soldering is a pain, but it's a good skill to learn.
But yeah, Metroliner based.
Yes.
Maybe at some point I can get an amp fleet or two, so I can make it into like a fictional 3 or 4 car set.
I was gonna say I'm glad you didn't. I'm glad this wasn't your first electric engine. This came up.
Yeah,
I don't know where
I've
these
never
models
seen
come
one of
from, but
those.
I've seen them float around, and they are cursed, and I don't like them.
I've seen images
Yeah,
like on the internet, but I've never seen one in real life, and I'm thankful.
They're
Isn't that like
just.
an Elko chassis too?
Yeah.
They look
I
like
have one
Sentry
sitting on my
trucks.
shelf behind me.
Oh,
because of
Jadar.
compartments.
Cast it into the
I
fire,
need to get
destroy it.
I need to get it back to him.
What you
Oh.
need
I
to
don't
do is
want
you
it
need to
anymore.
get like an E60 style body for it and make it some fictional thing.
Honestly, that would probably work.
Just
Otherwise,
keep the
it's just
pantographs. Everything else can go.
It's just what?
yeah.
Also, TJ, I appreciate this. I appreciate this article of. I assume this is the tunnel beyond Scully Square. Blah, blah blah. Oh no, this is a different. This is a different section of tunnel, so that's really neat. I'm gonna have to read that later. I will also put that in the cargoes. But since this is being a nice low energy podcast, it's time for
Locomotive versus.
Good luck, Jader.
All right. Can I have photos and loco based pages? What do we have here? I know we have Irish representation because St. Paddy's Day,
Good afternoon to you.
which is Maeve. Okay, so here is
That's
Maeve. Drop that in, and then we have goodbye somebody. Hello, Bender.
Nice music down there.
Wait, what?
That is clipped. I went to the radio.
How's it? What's planned?
That sounded like country music.
Okay.
Little guitar in there.
All right. So we have not a merchant navy. We have the Battle of Britain.
Yeah, Battle of Britain or West
Oh, the
Country.
Dead South is playing.
And Maeve.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Good luck, Jader. You're gonna need it.
Thank you.
did I spell this
I
right?
don't think. I don't.
Goodbye.
Here goes TJ. Oh, is it?
I accidentally watched stream.
TJ just
which one
wants
is
to
it?
listen to the Dead South, which is understandable.
I hope this actually does like line up.
Yeah, so again, Irish representation. Obviously, in order to oppose the Irish, we got the Battle of Britain, and if Ireland wins, I suggest that they get Northern Ireland back. I think that's the appropriate stakes for this. I wish Vert was here because I know he would be screaming already.
Oh no.
Uh,
Oh 9.
No, so I think we give the initiative to the Irish because they deserve it.
Yep.
Okay.
All right,
Good boy.
Mabe.
What?
Okay, me.
May-
God, I hope I've never actually seen the stats for before the Light Pacific, so I don't actually know what I'm going up against. Even though I know them very well, I don't know enough about them to know if I'm... Like...
Well, it's better when you don't have it all memorized.
Okay, I'm gonna just spitball it here. Factor of adhesion.
Okay. I don't know much about these either. They're just cool. Oh, that's not great. Okay.
That's promising.
3.62.
Okay, I am much better in that respect at least. 4.05.
Yeah, that was a good call. All right, so Maeve, the first point.
Uh-oh.
Brian.
Okay, now I'm going to hope that Irish broad gauge and just sheer size will be on my side here, despite being...
Oh, wait, I forgot
Smaller
your
and
broad
wheeler.
gauge. Oh, no.
Yep.
High pressure cylinders.
Okay. 16.38 inches by 24 inches, but I have 3 of them.
18.5 by 28 by 3.
Oh my god.
What?
Okay, those are some monster cylinders for having 3 of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta
Brian,
say,
2
this
points.
is the largest locomotive in Ireland. This is the Irish big boy.
Okay, but that's kind of a funny comparison. But I was gonna say the largest locomotive in Rhode Island is not all that big either.
There is no locomotive in Rhode Island, though.
And there's no Warren Bossing say, but
No,
Yeah,
the
I just
largest
wanna-
locomotive in Rhode Island is the T1 in your house.
I just saw this. And I want to figure something out.
not inaccurate. Brian.
Tractive effort.
Uh-oh.
Okay. 31,065.
34,799.
Okay, there's
I-
point number 3.
Uh-oh.
Okay,
What
but how
was
does
the
it
9Fs again?
but how does it stack up against the USRA 060? That's the real question.
No, what
Well,
is
less
the...
powerful.
I need to know what the 9F's tractive effort is. Is this stronger?
It's like 31,000, isn't it? Or no?
No, it's like 39, I think.
Where's
I-
the
No,
No, it's
meme?
less than the
Somebody get the
K37,
meme.
I know that.
Hold on, I think I had it open. Oh, I have it open.
It's less than the K37, I know that.
It is 30. Hold on. It is 39,667.
Oh. I thought it was less, huh?
So I mean, these lose to the 9Fs and the USRA 060. All right,
like
Brian, your point.
Okay. I'm scared of that because I'm pretty sure I'm beaten out there by the smallest of margins. That actually looks kind of good. Tubes, number, and diameter.
I don't have those.
Oops.
What?
Status
don't
missing.
have that.
Does that mean we skip it?
Yes. Try something else.
It's all one big tube.
Yep.
Again,
But
it's
it is
coiled,
oval,
it's coiled
so-
up like a water heater.
You have any boiler stats?
You'll have to find out.
Yeah.
I have like tube length and then firebox area and all that.
Okay, the latter I'm scared of because you have a trailing truck.
That's right.
Blue tube length, sure.
17 feet.
Damn it! 14.48.
Yeah, that was a foregone conclusion for me. All right, 1 point for the Battle of Britain,
Okay.
or the Battle of Ireland, perhaps.
All right. Let me do my gimmies. I guess number built
Oh no, 3.
110.
Oh my God!
Yeah, there were a lot of these.
Yeah,
These go
no
everywhere.
kidding.
Yeah.
These are the Southern Railway equivalent of the Black Five,
That's
despite
good.
how they look.
They
Well,
got
then
these
why aren't
built
they running
because
Longhead forward? Oh wait, never mind.
What?
Wrong Southern.
in their the spam cans.
Number
All right.
in class
3.
110.
All right, it's now 3-3.
You're built
1939.
1945.
Okay. I mean, the name is a
Uh,
bit of a giveaway. I don't think they would have named something Battle of Britain in 1939.
Yeah,
I was hoping that. I thought that like the West Country class were built like just before the war,
No,
or like
those were
when
the
the war
merchant
broke
navies.
out.
merchant navies were built before the war. They got built during the war because the Southern was like, "Oh, these are mixed traffic engines."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, the light
It's
stuff
allowed to
kind
be
of
cheeky.
are? Question mark.
Sorta, maybe, not really.
I don't know. Ask Railroader. All right, Jader. Next set.
Hmm. Uh,
The gimmies are out of the way. It's
Uh.
4-3.
well, wait. What's your loco base ID?
Oh,
2337.
1434.
oh wow. Okay,
Yeah.
there's another one. 5 points to 3.
Okay. I'd probably lose that. What's your minimum weight of rail?
78.
63.
Okay.
Oh right.
Light.
There's something going on here.
The
6 to
branch
3,
line
Jader.
Pacific.
Okay, let's see. Engine weight.
Engine weight. 188,160.
172,000 pounds.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay. 7 to 3.
All right. Loaded weight. Or yeah, tender loaded weight.
114,240.
95,424.
Okay. 8 to 3.
Total engine and tender weight.
302,400.
267,424.
Math prevails. 9 to 3.
Okay, water capacity.
6,000 gallons.
Damn it. 5,400.
Okay.
Damn it.
Tender fuel capacity.
5.5 tons.
8.9 tons.
Oh my god. Okay. 5 to 9.
Oh, I don't know if that's a good idea. I'm a 460. He's a 462. Problem is, I'm huge.
And the babes go wild.
Fuck it. Engine wheelbase.
Okay, engine wheelbase. 5.6 feet.
Repeat that?
35.6 feet.
Oh, I had nothing to worry about. 28.92.
That was close. It was close. 6 to 9. Nice. Your turn.
I'm not going to do the other one because I fear that because my tender looks much bigger.
Well, broad gauge.
Yeah, broad gauge, got PNG.
Driver diameter?
Okay. 74 inches.
Oh, thank God. 79.
79.
Broad gauge.png.
Yeah. 7 to 9. I mean, I do kind of love when we get broad gauge engines because it throws everything we know out of whack. All right, 7 to 9, Brian.
Okay, that's not good. That looks decently good, but also considering, I don't know.
Consider.
I wonder. Our limousine is power computation.
Jader.
Let's see. Hold on. Do we have that? Yeah, okay. 10,710.
I made a mistake. 7,538.
Oh, and the point goes to the Battle of Britain. It's 10 to 7.
Okay. Same as above plus superheater percentage.
9,045.
12,852.
11 to 7.
Same as above, but substitute firebox area for great area.
54,000 on the dot.
85,008.
Holy crap.
Jesus.
Okay. 12 to 7.
Power L1.
16,056.
32,613.
What the hell?
Something's going on here, and I'm curious as to what it is. 13 to 7. We have 20 points on the board. We can go to style points.
Let's keep going.
Okay.
Power MT.
753.14.
Oof. 1917.31.
1917. That's outrageously good.
Jesus H.
That's
what the hell?
Not only is that outrageously good, I just have to make an aside here to say that in putting together the list of cards for the logging batch upcoming, no single logging locomotive that I have looked at comes close to Mabe's number. Forget about the Battle of Britain's number for Power
Yeah,
MT.
logging engines tend to be bad.
Logging
like-
engines kind of
I remember
suck.
in the logging royale when I took 7, that like 476, I think it was, won.
Yeah, it's real bad. It's real bad. I think it's because that as time went on, people wised up to just using geared engines, and we can't represent those yet. All right, Jader.
Okay, firebox area.
200.
253.
Okay, that explains some of what we've been seeing.
Great area.
33.5.
38.25.
Relatively close, but still 16 against 7.
Viper defeating surface.
You said you didn't have these. 1870.
2,122.
Can you repeat
Okay.
that?
2,122.
Oh, I thought you said 1,000. I'm like, wait, what?
Remember, there's no tubes in there. It's 17 to 7. Jader.
Superheating surface.
468.
545.
Okay.
Combined heating surface.
2,338.
2667. Vapor defeating surface divided by cylinder volume.
143.11.
Ow.
241.68.
Damn. Okay. 20 points for Jader. 7 for Brian.
I've made mistakes. I'm sorry, Crane.
It's okay. If you're not going to win, so that means we don't have to write a letter to the King of England.
We've done basically all the stats that.
Is the king
we've
even
done
alive?
basically everything.
Who knows?
I don't think it's alive.
Yeah. Never has been. Alright, well then, do you want to go to Judge's Choice and Style Points, Jader?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Let me just, real quick, let me pull open this for the list of style point, or the list of stats, so that I know what ones we have not done. We've done that, we've done that. We haven't done, well, that's not a thing. We haven't done Builder, we haven't done Valve Gear, we haven't done Driver Wheelbase, we haven't done Wheelbase Ratio. I don't think we've done Overall Wheelbase either, or Axle Loading. We haven't done minimum weight of rail, right?
No,
Yeah,
we did.
Oh, we did. I wasn't sure about that one. We haven't done boiler pressure. Flows and tubes, but I don't think you have them. And then I think that's all the ones that haven't been done. So I'd like to hear from my fellow judges. What do you want to hear?
Let's do do valve gear.
Okay.
I
don't like
forgot
this
about
one.
this one. I should have called this one.
Bullied, which is some chain-driven
Chains.
madness.
Chain gear.
That's terrible. Okay, point to Maeve. Yeah, okay, hold on. Let me just real quick. Locomotive versus rules, and just put that in because I am not consulting with Tyler for that one. I think I know the answer.
Yeah.
Valve gear hierarchy.
I mean, they were rebuilt to have wall shards, if that helps.
No,
But that's not. But the rebuilds were unstreamlined and looked a lot like Britannia's.
Yeah. They
and
should have
it's
kept the
it,
they should
it's
have kept the casing, but then rebuilt it with wall shards.
it's called
That
bullied.
looks.
Yeah, bullied chain drive. But
Okay.
there is an advantage to having this valve gear, and that is zero hammer blow.
That is true.
That's interesting, I suppose. Well, obviously we should just be throwing chains on everything.
Yes.
I would like to know what is your rigid wheelbase? What is your driver wheelbase? Or no, yeah, I do want to know that.
14.75 feet.
Why? 15.75.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My drivers are spaced a bit more.
They're also
Like-
much larger,
Yeah.
which I wasn't intending to just fork over more points to Jader, but I was kind of curious. Who hasn't said anything?
Bender didn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bender. What would you like?
Well, I guess it's gonna be builder.
Oh, God.
no.
Doesn't make sense.
Oh no. Builder?
Is it me first?
Either one of you.
Well, it's gonna be home build versus home build. I know that.
Yeah.
Or unless this isn't home build, I don't know.
No, it is.
Inchicore works.
Oh, Inchicore?
Yeah.
Okay, we have that on the list at least. What about you, Jader?
I think those are built.
I was built at Brighton Works.
Brighton. And we have that on the list too. Brighton wins.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank Tyler spending 3 hours of his life on that. All right, so it is 22-8. I'd like to hear style points from Maeve, at least until they're tied, which is not something I expect to have happen.
Hang on. Who won builder?
The
Jader.
Battle of Britain won Builder.
Something I just found out.
What?
Apparently.
Apparently.
I'm just looking at this. Inchicore Works is actually, I believe it might still be around. I know that, like, after the GSWR kind of disappeared, or GSR, it became the main, like, railway works in Ireland.
Well, that's kind of neat. Do you have any style points, though?
Style points, yes. I was the first, and I believe possibly the only locomotive in Ireland to hit 100 miles an hour.
Okay, so you get a speed record. You can have that. What else?
I am also the largest locomotive in Ireland.
That's fair. Yep. I'll give you a point for that. I think that is a reasonable ask. Anything else?
Quick question about, like, smoke box darts and stuff. Is, like, the wheel with the dart better than just a plain dart?
No. I mean, they function the same.
Darn. Let's see. I have a head-end throttle.
You do, and it looks like it was made with a wet spaghetti noodle, but it is there.
I only just noticed that. That's badass.
I've been staring at that since I saw this photo and going, that's the worst head-end throttle I've ever seen. I don't understand how you don't try to open the throttle and it doesn't, like, make a Looney Tunes sound and bend. Because Yeah, I mean, look at that. I mean, maybe it's the broad gauge that's making the difference, but yeah. Ugh. Do you have
I need
anything
to like
else?
I need to pull up pictures of the bullied engine so I know what I'm going up against.
You've got the
Uh,
one.
because I'm
Yeah.
looking at no, I need like a different angle specifically for a certain reason.
Well, you are 11 points down. I'm curious to see if we can ever
There's
even get to the part where Jader tells me style points.
aha! He doesn't have one. I have a double stack.
You do have a double stack.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, these I'm pretty sure just had single stacks.
The lead has fallen to 10 points.
Yeah, it's
Oh
gonna.
no.
Yeah. Hmm.
All right, I'm looking at. I mean, there's nothing that sticks out to me, but I don't know British engines. Oh, there's a couple
Oh
of
wait,
things
I
that, you know.
have a question.
What's your question?
How many of you are preserved?
No. Like there was only 3 of these built. Only one of them survives.
Well, I'm only
There are.
Oh,
I don't have a number. I don't have a number, but there are many of these.
Yeah.
I'm only really
I
curious
think
if this one survives. So,
I
and
think there's like 30.
both of you picked
something.
survivors, I believe. I mean, obviously
Yeah,
the Battle of
Maeve-
Britain survives.
Maeve survives. Do I get a media point for having Chris Eden Green do a soul slip on me?
Sure.
Hasn't he done one on the bullies?
He
No,
did.
Oh,
Which one is this? I know this is like the Battle of Britain's a whole class, right? This is some specific one.
2-1. Oh, I know about this one. 2-1C 123. What? I forget the name though.
Did it have a media appearance?
It's Blackmore Vale.
They were definitely
Ah, no, that's a West
specific one-
Country. What the hell?
they're the same class.
They're the same thing. Yeah.
As far as I know, there was no difference between Battle of Britain and West Country besides the names.
Loco Base also groups them together.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm not sure this one specifically appeared in any media, but I know the class, one of them was in the Titfield Thunderbolt for like 2 seconds. Because Reading Green
I
did
don't think
cover
that
it.
was a preserved one though.
Oh no, surely not.
Anyway. We should watch Titfield Thunderbolt again. Well, it's 13 to 22. Do you yield, Mabe?
Unfortunately, I'm not finding much else. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you would find another 10 style points, but, you know, you fought the good fight.
I done goofed. Maybe I should have gone up against an LMS 460.
I gave you the out. You did take it. L.
But then again, like the Light Pacifics are basically just large 460s with a trailing truck.
Well, yeah, but so is Great Bear, to be fair.
Ah, I should have gone against that too. Yeah,
Alright,
whatever.
it's okay. Alexa, play
I'm
Rule
sorry,
Britannia.
Crane. I
I
wasn't able
guess
to.
it-
I wasn't able to make Ireland proud. But also, I'm not Irish, so.
So you didn't have
That-
skin in the game anyway.
the Dutch roll once more.
It's okay.
What the hell?
Like I said, Vert somewhere is very upset. So that was the final point score was 22-13. And I mean, it's St. Paddy's Day. I'm voting for the Irish. What
Same.
Okay. Bender?
I like the bullied.
Okay.
Yay, pity vote.
No, I just like them. I've always liked them.
Thank you. Yeah, they are cool.
Alright, I'm just putting this in the dock. Let's go to Battle of Britain, fellow. And that means we can go on to the news. Again, just rocking the joint at a smooth, steady pace. I will jump in first and say that I just have an update from the good old Blackwell Northern. I've reached my limit of free stories for the month on Railway
Oh.
Age. Hold on.
Incognito mode.
Yeah, I know. Hold on. Let me just copy that and put it into incognito mode. Also, apparently I'm zoomed in on the page. That's unhelpful. Yeah. So the uh, Blackwell Northern will be operated by The Rock for the
Mighty
next
good
30
road
days.
operates a mighty bad road.
Yeah, exactly. Um, the the shippers on the Blackwell Northern are going to see the sexiest looking paint scheme they've ever seen in their lives. Um, and I'm sure they will want them back after 30 days.
Actually, two, because I'm pretty sure one of the engines they're going to use is the red and yellow XCN-8 standard cab.
Nice. But yeah, so for those who aren't caught up, I mean, I assume everyone here knows about the whole situation with the Blackwell Northern. We've talked about them the past couple of weeks. But if you are our viewer and you happen to not know, the Blackwell Northern was a short line in Oklahoma that was shut down by the FRA because it was operating with quote a complete disregard for the safety of the public, and yeah, the industrial park at the end of the line was getting no service because they had no more trains because as previously mentioned, and the Rock has been brought in to take over service. I guess presumably while the Blackwell Northern gets its act together, but I don't really know what's going to happen here.
I hope the Rock is there to stay. They deserve to grow and get better.
Yeah, I mean it would be cool to see them take this over and grow. I don't know if that is in the cards, but I don't really know what's going to happen next. This is one of those where I am keeping track of like I every time an article comes across for Blackwell Northern stuff, it always piques my interest because we're watching something very unusual unfold.
I just had a brain moment. Hang on a minute.
Brain blast? Jimmy
Rock
Neutron?
Island Rail owns like the license to Rock Island's name, Rock Island like livery, the Rock Island logo and stuff. Does that have any effect on Iowa Interstate 513, the Rock Island Heritage Unit?
Probably not unless they wanted to do something about it.
Yeah, I figured that they're probably like, whatever. You operate the actual Rock Island, so.
I mean, that's the thing with the thing with these kinds of things is unless someone sends you a cease and desist, like nobody's stopping you, right? So like they're probably not going to I don't they like having this legacy, and I'd like to think that they are cool enough people that they don't mind the Rock Island Heritage Unit existing. But I don't know. Maybe we'll get like a sad bulletin post from the Iowa Interstate. It's like we have to repaint the Rock unit.
No, they're just gonna re-letter it Iowa Interstate, but keep the same livery.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
like
nothing.
The other heritage unit they have, 516, which has the same yellow and red livery as Rock Island Rails -8, but it says Iowa Interstate on it.
Well, they should just always run. They should bring back the QJs and always run Steam all the time. And then people will get in fistfights on the side of the road.
7081. 7081 become a part
don't
source
know.
for 6988, or like what's going on with it?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
We need people that are informed on the QJs.
Look, that guy made that video where he made the bell sound and then they just had to stop running it. It was too embarrassing.
It was.
It was
It
too
was like the
embarrassing.
Your Chum video.
Oh man. Anyway, what else do we want to jump off to? If we're talking about service suspensions, Jader, what's going on with the Cuyahoga?
Right now they have they're temporarily suspending service until May 2nd to basically go through and substantially upgrade their safety systems and operating procedures. Doesn't really say what exactly.
Yeah, they have a press release that sort of says like, "Hey, we're closing for 2 months." It doesn't say
It
why
doesn't say
they're closing
why.
for
The
2 months.
trains article says why.
Go on.
It says the project will include improvements in radio communications, operations management software, and onboard camera systems, as well as operating rules and procedures tailored to the unique scale of its operations.
Okay. That sounds very lawyer written.
Passengers holding tickets
Yeah,
will be contacted and offered full refunds.
Well, that's nice. I bet the Blackwell Northern didn't give out full refunds. What were you saying, Jader?
I don't. I mean, yeah, it says in the article. I still don't really know what it means.
Yeah, I am hesitant
Like,
to
I
draw.
remember seeing this on Facebook and trying to dig through the comments to find something, and it was just people just shitting on them.
Why? For what?
Because foamers. I don't know. Everybody hates everybody in rare
They
preservation.
got their money back. What else do they want?
I'm starting to
Well,
wonder
no,
if
I don't
perhaps
think it was
they're-
like passengers. I think it was like just foamers shitting on it.
I think a part of me has an idea of what this potentially could be.
Go on.
Maybe they're just like looking at the whole Blackwell Northern fiasco and going, okay, how can we prevent this from ever happening to us?
I feel like if you're a railroad and you're looking at what happened with the Blackwell Northern, and you're seeing like a reflection of yourself in them, you need
No,
to
I
take
don't mean like
you need to take a
child
moment and
labor
think
or
about
anything like that, but like, how can we
How can we
make
not
sure
have the
that we'll
FLA
never be
mad
like
at us?
in a situation like that, minus the whole child labor thing? Because like, who the hell would do that?
Oh boy. Yeah, who would do that?
I'm not sure where I was going with that. The point is, like, maybe they're just looking around at the world around them and like, maybe safety is a good way to go.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a better way to phrase it.
I don't
messed
know.
it up.
I mean, I rode the Cuyahoga once a couple of years ago, and by a couple, I mean many at this point. And, nothing stuck out to me. I wasn't really looking for anything in particular. I know they host 765 fairly regularly, or at least they had previously. And
Yeah, I don't know if they're doing that this year because they're doing all the fun stuff in Indiana.
Yeah, well,
But
765 seems to have their schedule full.
Yeah,
Hang on, I
mean,
think I
AFT
remember
250 is
something,
not
like-
far from there. So
I think I remember
maybe.
them saying something about a different engine being there for Steam in the Valley.
5550.
No, not 5550.
Yes.
Something that actually exists right now.
5550
mean-
like mostly exists.
I don't know what it would be, because 250 is not, unless they get 250 done this year. 250 is not done yet.
No, but didn't 250 just pass a hydro?
Yeah, that's right. It just like last week, I think.
We have an article on that. Let me pull that up because it's
1
Like-
year ago, they postponed Steam in the Valley until 2024.
I don't know, something's broken over there, and we won't know what unless someone like does a whistleblower, right? I think it's if there was something that was bad enough for them to go, hey, we should shut down for 2 months. It sounds bad, right?
Yeah.
It seems like
Yeah.
railroads don't do that. Like the Cats hasn't shut down despite their entire like railroad crumbling around them. And we're gonna go ride it in a couple of months, so good luck to us.
I wonder.
But yeah, no, we've
like-
got. I'll throw the AFT 250 stuff in with the Cuyahoga stuff. If it is 250, that'd be really cool.
Where is the Cuyahoga Valley again?
Northeast Ohio. It's like south of Cleveland.
It's like
Oh,
due south of Cleveland.
Wait a minute. I'm
And-
not sure
and
how
250
they would get it there. But considering the fact that in years past they did have 1293, I wonder if
1293
potentially they could
doesn't
hook
run
something
anymore.
up with Age of Steam and get one of their engines.
I mean, that'd be great.
Because I know
Only-
that I'm pretty sure 33 is good to go. I don't think number 12 would be able to manage Steam in the Valley.
Yeah.
Although apparently they did it with Viscos number 6.
I mean, as far as I know, 12 is the only thing they have that runs.
I
What is
know
Like
12?
that
that's like that's FRA
2 years
certified to
ago.
run.
I know that like 2 years ago they did like a test fire on 19, and then we never saw anything again.
Yeah. And then they had 33 running, I think 5 years ago, like just putting around the yard, and now it's not.
Yeah, so like maybe they'll have something done by that point. Like not anything major like either of the G5s. Like if they manage to get 1278 running again in the next couple of decades,
Kaboom!
I will be impressed.
I want to get up there this year, but this is 12 for anybody that's curious. I'll put it here.
I would like to see what 12 is, because the number 12 means nothing to me. Oh, it's the
It's cute.
OCSO. Okay.
Moorhead
very
North
cute.
Fork number 12, which is a southern railway thing.
Is this, but is it more powerful than a 9F? The answer is
I
no,
don't know.
actually. No, it's not.
Close.
32,000 pounds of tractive effort. Anyway, I digress. It doesn't annoy anyone that, or, not annoy. Annoy is not the right word, but Age of Steam has like the Steamtown problem, but way worse because they actually maintain their engines, where they have all these good-looking locomotives and they just don't do anything with them.
They don't have much
yeah.
line to run
Well,
with.
that's my point. That's exactly what I'm annoyed about. Again, maybe not the right word, but it's like, if I had a dozen locomotives that were all not in varying states of disrepair, I would be trying to find reasons to use them in any circumstance, right?
Honestly, I can tell you one major thing, which is the reason why basically nothing is running, and why they don't have anywhere to run it. And that is, unfortunately, the Orange Plague.
Yeah.
The Ohio Central is under G&W now, so...
Well,
and
right,
as far
but
as I'm aware, that's the entire reason they can't leave Age of Steam property.
That's, well, they can, but I think it gets funky if they try to run passengers. Because they've had 12 go to Sugar Creek a couple times with like a caboose. Just for, I think, like just to sit there for like a festival or something.
I don't know.
I
They
imagine
can
that's
do
probably-
a negotiation, okay? They should do a
Probably
negotiation.
similar to what they did when 1293 was doing Steam in the Valley, because that was after Ohio Central got sold to G&W. That was when Age of Steam was a thing. Because it said Central Ohio on the tender instead of Ohio Central. That's how you can tell.
Yeah.
No, I mean, even if they weren't doing it, right next door, if they were sending locomotives out to other places, like the Cuyahoga Valley, again, it's just like, they have these locomotives, they're in pretty good shape, they care about them, they maintain them, they have them indoors, which is more than can be said about a great number of steam locomotives or locomotive collections.
Oh my god.
And they just all sit there.
I just realized something hilarious. So, the whole thing about 1293 and how it got rewired from Ohio Central to Central Ohio, Jerry Jacobson pulled a Jack Showalter. Because remember how Jack Showalter's G5s were, like, I think it was like Virginia Central to Allegheny Central.
Mm.
So it was basically the same thing happened. Just like, oh, we can't run here anymore. Well, let's switch some things around real quick.
Well, you put on the big like glasses and fake mustache thing in the front of the locomotive. Anyway,
The best part is they're still G5s. G5.
TJ, you've been awfully quiet.
Yeah, I'm just listening. I don't really have much to add.
Well, do you want to talk about Keolis?
Sure, yeah, we can get that out of the way. Keolis is a French company that operates commuter rail in various places, but including Boston, Massachusetts.
They're French?
So they're like
They are
Connex.
French.
That explains a lot.
They are French, and in an interview, one of the international president of the Transportation Workers Union said, he was like, one of the like funnier remarks I remember from the interview. He was like, "Yeah, in France they'd get run out if it was an American company in France, they'd get run out of the country for the way they treat their union workers, but a French company can come into the United States and it's no problem." Um, but yeah, the commuter rail is in a turbulent situation with Keolis. Um, they have the Transportation Workers Union Local 2054, which represents car inspectors and coach cleaners. They have been working without a contract for Keolis for the last like 200 something days, I believe.
Jeez, so the better part of a year.
Yeah, close to a year. Yeah. It's really interesting. Um, they are the lowest paid, lowest paid workers of their like trade, I guess you would call it. Like based, just he's Flaherty told the board of a labor committee or something with MBTA that his colleagues are paid 12% less than Amtrak workers, 16% less than workers at Metro North, and 11% less than workers at NJT.
Oh wow. Okay, so it's not even just like
Hmm.
worst in Boston; it's like worst in the
No.
region.
Yeah, some KLOS employees work 80 hours per week just to live in this very expensive state, he said.
80?
There are first year 80 hours per week, yeah.
Oh my god.
Um, Adding that there are first year cleaners who earn little enough to qualify for SNAP benefits and housing vouchers, despite working 40 hours per week. He also contended that some KLS workers are among the only employees with some of the only employees in mass with no paid sick time.
The fuck?
Yeah,
Oh,
no. So the MBTA is continues to take L's.
They should
Like-
change the T to an L, clearly.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm totally fine with Edmonton stealing the logo at this point. This is
I don't like that
That's-
even
that's horrendous.
less. No, please.
no,
don't bring that
it's
here.
yours now. It's yours now.
No.
it is the
No.
key, pal.
I don't want the ETS to catch fire.
That's too bad. They're all going to be criminally underpaid, and honestly, have we considered that the fires are being set on purpose by the disgruntled workers? Because I would be pretty damn disgruntled if I was these workers.
Yeah.
Something Union Pacific business train pick switch.
Yeah, no. So, are they still negotiating for a contract? Is this?
So as of a couple days ago, the same guy who's quoted in this NBC 10 article that I sent, or that is linked in my doc thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is the same guy who was on the Majority Report, a news show that I listened to, and he was saying that they're currently waiting to hear back from Keolis. And if the contract is not up to the standards of the union, then they are going to start organizing, start working towards the legal process to start a strike.
Wait a second, you said Majority Report?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad listens to that.
Really? The Majority Report with Sam Cedar?
Yeah, because
You live in Canada. Why does he listen to that? That's interesting.
because he got into what's his name? Guy who used to be part of that show, got his own show, and then died a couple of years ago.
Oh, Michael. Yeah, Michael. Whatever.
Michael, whatever. Damn.
I'm sorry. That's really
I'm
disrespectful.
glad, yeah, I'm glad you respect his name so much.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, he's a really talented guy. Michael Richards was it? No,
It's
No.
not speaking ill of the dead. It's like speaking meh of the dead.
no, he's really cool.
I'm trying to remember it
Oh, hey,
myself.
look, Brightline.
Hey,
More train.
Michael Brooks.
Michael
Rest
Brooks,
in
yes,
peace,
that's
Michael
it.
Brooks. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great. He was great. Sam Cedar's great. Emma Vigeland is great. But they had on the international president of the Transportation Workers Union, and yeah, he was saying He was pretty much just saying like, look, like if they don't make us happy, we're going for it.
And they should
Um,
go for it. You said
they
something to
should.
me yesterday about like getting the passengers involved, and I don't ride very much because I don't go to the office in Boston if I can help it. but like,
Yeah,
if,
I
if
don't
I
really
can
know
if I can
exactly.
advocate for the jobs of these guys to suck less, I would do that.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what he means by this, but in the interview, he was saying that they're going to start organizing with the community and the riders, and doing everything they can to, gin up support before they have to go the whole 9 yards and strike. Um, I don't like I said, he didn't really elaborate on what he meant by that. I'd be curious to know. I'm assuming it's just going to be like informational campaigns to to get riders aware of what's going on behind the scenes, because like when you're riding the T, you don't see the train mechanic, you don't see the cleaner or the inspector,
Yeah.
Um, and so I think part of it is just gonna be like public outreach. That would be my guess, just so people know what the hell's going on. I'd assume that there's gonna be probably some solidarity with the other union workers on like in other aspects. I'm not sure how it works though, because I think some unions you're not allowed to like sympathy strike or something like that. The rules, especially around like locomotive engineers and stuff, since they're like working for the public and all that, yada yada. There's a lot of like red tape around striking with them and like strike action and working with other unions and stuff.
Yeah, the
Um,
whole situation last year and the year before should have shined a light on the fact that striking as a railroad worker is not exactly straightforward.
yeah, yeah. So I think this union specifically can go on strike legally because they're not technically public sector employees because they work for Keolis.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's above my pay grade. I have no clue. We'll have to see how the story develops. But one interesting thing is that someone from the T actually chimes in this NBC 10 article. Um, and let me see. Yeah, someone from the T spokesperson said that they are considering potential alternative approaches for its successor contractual structure, with a focus on achieving a decarbonized high frequency regional rail service in both directions. Says there have been significant developments in passenger railroad technology and operations worldwide since the current structure was developed, and the MBTA is considering whether different contractual structures may better serve the communities of Mass. That was Joe Pesaturo who added, the plan for the next procurement is to identify a partner who can help deliver on this vision via a new innovative operating contract structure. The contract goes until 2026 between MBTA and Keolis. Um, but the MBTA has a carve out where the state can end the contract early if they're not happy with the performance of Keolis. And based off of some of the comments by the spokespersons or spokespeople, I guess, I don't know, in this article, it kind of sounds like they might be thinking about ways to give Kalis the boot. It'd be pretty interesting to see how this develops.
Yeah, well,
But
unfortunately, they can't foist the commuter rail back onto the Boston and Maine this time.
yeah, the one thing that they point out in this article, it says Flaherty called on MBTA higher ups to consider, quote, what has changed in the last 20 years since Amtrak left, and as they think about the next commuter rail operation contract, to think about, quote, what safeguards you can put into it to make sure that the employees are not being left behind.
Yeah, because it
So
was the B&M and then it was Amtrak and now it's
yeah, yeah.
Keolis.
So um,
Hang on, the MBTA wants to secede from Keolis.
no, they just want to like fire them because they're
Yeah.
basically just like working for
No,
the
they want to
MBTA.
secede from them. It's the Boston Tea Party.
Boo.
All right,
Okay,
now
now
you
you
get
get
the
the
point.
point. Now you get the point.
500 points to this man.
I was like, okay, where is this going? I don't understand. Is it a French joke? Ah.
C'est la vie.
No, c'est la tea.
All right.
2 points.
No, you don't deserve a second point for that. But yeah, okay. I mean, it's once again unfolding situation. The situation for Honestly, I'm not even sure if until they strike, riders will sort of notice a difference, which is why riders should be made aware of this impending catastrophe and how poorly the employees are being treated. Um,
Yeah, I don't know what the strike like that's what I don't really know like what the strike would be. Like would it just be outside of like the cleaning facilities and the maintenance facilities? Like would they stop trains from leaving their facility? Like how like what degree are they even legally allowed to strike, you know? Like are they able to just like stand in a picket line and hold signs? Are they allowed to disrupt the operations of the railroad? Like it's such a complicated thing.
mhm.
For I think for like part of me thinks that it's for like to prevent these types of workers from striking is like why it's so complicated and it kind of makes I don't know I feel like sometimes it's like okay well they can strike but they can you know like aesthetically strike like what are they really doing to the company you know
Yeah, no, it really should not be that complicated.
yeah yeah it's really confusing I'm anxious to see where it goes especially since I don't want to drive to Boston for work.
Yeah. It sucks
Anyway.
having. It sucks when you have only one source of transportation and that source of transportation has issues.
I mean, it's the
Oh,
thing is,
I have two sources of transportation. They both have issues.
yeah, I was gonna say it's like it's a
Well,
little bit
other
of
than
double
driving,
jeopardy.
of course.
It all sucks. It's Boston, a city that is neither drivable nor walkable, and the transit is always on fire. Um, so
God, that sucks.
yeah. Uh, so what do we want to do? We've got two more things to cover. Again, it's been a pretty sedate podcast. We've had like 3 people engaged at a time. I assume everyone else is playing Railroader. Or Jader's putting handrails on something, I would imagine. Um, do we want to? Do you want to do a run through of Canada, or would it be better if Bender talks about the model railroad lineup here?
There's like two things going on here, pretty much.
Well, one of them is, I think, kind of big news. So maybe we should talk about that.
There's something missing from that too, and it has to do with the first one.
Go on.
The other company that they bought and then also got brought back.
Supposedly, model train stuff is coming back, but there's nothing about it in the Terminus document here.
Yeah, no, I don't
haven't
know why
bothered
we
to
didn't
look
get
it
an
up because
article on that.
I don't know if it's like actual news or if it's just like something somebody made up. You know, a ton of that stuff's going around. But Hatton's is apparently coming back. They were bought by Rails of Sheffield, which I think was their big competitor. if I'm not mistaken.
Rails of Sheffield.
Yeah, it's
Rails
the
of
the
Sheffield.
most
Like
British
model
model railroad company you can imagine.
Nothing
so-
goes on with Sheffield anyway.
I hope that this doesn't lead to, in a week, an announcement that Rails of Sheffield is now bankrupt. But
I hope that it does. What it does lead to is another thing where James May does his Big Trouble in Model Britain or whatever.
I would like to see that. James May is a great model railroad train guy, great car guy, great anything guy. He
We
can put
stand
you to
James
sleep.
May in this house.
yeah, you goddamn right.
Hammond may still be my favorite, but I relate more to James May.
No, I like Clarkson.
Screw Clarkson.
We're
L,
we're all
L.
a little bit of James May.
Oh,
That's-
We all like
yeah.
trains.
It's called autistic,
In-
Jader.
in other news.
Fair.
Yeah. Wow.
There was
For
there-
the
I mean, right, but
for the two people that are interested, the Pennsylvania B6 SV 060 switcher is coming to HO scale.
I am one of the two
Oh.
people.
yes, yes,
There it
yes.
is.
Well, technically,
yes.
I'm interested,
yes.
but I don't have money.
So
we
the order
all-
deadline is June 7th, and the expected delivery is early 2025. If you want a Paragon 4 switcher for whatever reason, buy now, or you can just buy it stealth because that's the smart decision.
Importantly, they come in stealth.
Yes.
Which I don't know what that means, but I don't want to be
It's,
told what it actually. No. I don't want to be told what it
Okay.
actually means. I'm going to imagine that it is a stealth locomotive.
Stealth. They come in
Well,
seven
yeah, it is
variations.
stealth because you can't hear it coming.
They have 3 Pennsylvania with different sizes of Pennsylvania. Long Island, unlettered, and Pennsylvania Reading seashore lines.
Oops,
And they're all green.
I might
Here we
actually
see the
pre-order
writing.
one, even though I don't do PRR. But I just like I saw it last week, and I'm like, I like this already
I'd like to see them do the
because
other
it's not a
V6 too.
it's not a big boy or some crap.
Relevant to Pennsylvania, Rapido is also making Pennsylvania gondolas. For whatever reason, I don't know what class these are. I think like G22 maybe. Says it in one of the sides. But they're making those. They're also releasing a series of boxcars, which seems to be like IPD boxcars, which were playing short line spot to make money.
Oh, it's like the one that I saw that was like Crab Orchard and Egyptian a couple
Yeah,
of
like
months ago.
Yeah, Crab Orchard Egyptian, St. Mary's, things like that. They're also making them in Pan Am, Boston and Maine, Berlin Mills Railway, whatever that is, and random markings that I don't know what
That
they
is that is an interesting spate of things. I mean, Berlin Mills Railway, isn't that also
Warwick
Maine?
Railway owns some.
Oh, well,
I
they're
thought it was
making
like New
Warwick
Hampshire.
Railway owns
Look,
some.
Oh
They're
yeah,
making
yeah. Sorry, New
4
Hampshire, New Hampshire.
important. They're making 5 versions of these. Berlin Mills, EEC Berlin Mills, BKTY unlettered Berlin Mills, BMS Berlin Mills, and yeah, I don't know
Yo, dog, I heard you like Berlin Mills.
Yeah,
exactly.
there is a
Fine.
there's a surviving Berlin Mills steam engine. For the record, it lives at Steamtown.
Sick.
It's a 262, or sorry, it's a 242T.
Now we can run the
Um,
242T on
nice.
the Berlin
Columbia.
Mills HO scale road. Oh my god. Okay, and they're also doing, I think, is a rerun of the FL9 in Penn
Best.
Central, Conrail, Metro North, and of course New Haven.
Thanks.
This is a great year for New England modelers and therefore the world.
Oh, they're making them in 2
You're
versions: steam
welcome.
generator and HEP. And the New Haven one is an HEP. So, nice.
You are welcome.
What? Because Rapido is Canadian.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean they're pretty great. I can't lie, they're pretty great.
Rapido's a good country.
Oh.
They're a good country.
Good country. You know what?
I've looked up repeater trains.
I'm gonna move. I can't stand the way things are in America. I'm gonna move to the country of Rapido.
I mean, yeah, mood, but
And aside from like Bachmann releasing probably a plastic version of a Missouri Pacific caboose, that is pretty much all the model news.
Oh yeah, that's
I
right.
know that'd be
We also
somebody's
got
going to like that.
a Mopac shoving platform.
Yeah,
Where did that go?
it's in the document.
Oh, there it is. It's just labeled Bachman because I was just throwing links in as fast as I could.
It's the plastic build plastic TM boxcar TM.
Yeah, it did look extremely plastic. I was like, my only thought was this looks bad.
Yeah,
Like even
that's
for
why
Bachman, it looks bad.
I looked at it and I was like, I'm not gonna touch that. It's not worth it.
is it that bad?
It's
it
just
looks-
like-
it's
It's just very, very plastic. Hold on.
yellow.
Yeah,
Let me
No.
take it. I want to see.
I'll put the link in the. I mean, it'll be in the cargoes, but I'm also gonna put it in the podcast chat so that you can see.
I was gonna say I don't
Jesus
watch her.
H.
Yeah, it's,
No,
it's
nobody
plastic
does.
fill.
That
Oh,
I
yeah,
have
that is.
Bachman starter sets that look better than that.
Well, good news. It's Bachmann.
Yeah,
They come with a McHenry coupler. They're in family
I like
lines
the
and
fact-
CSX, SP.
Huh.
Actually, they have metal wheels,
McHenry.
which is an improvement.
It actually
The
doesn't
couplers
look
they use.
that doesn't look as bad as I was picturing.
The UP one looks super plasticky.
we might have hyped up the badness of it a little too much, but it's still it's just
Yeah.
like extremely plastic.
I mean, that's but also
It-
that's nothing some weathering couldn't
You can
fix.
tell the quality isn't too great because the roof is also painted the same color as the chimney pipe. So
Yeah, it's just
You know.
it's all cast. It's just like here, have a thing of plastic.
have plastic.
I did have-
Congratulations, you.
I did have more MBTA stuff buried in here somewhere. I don't know where it went. Oh yeah,
See, it's not Union Pacific; it's Union Plastic.
the second train set on the red line. They had more shutdowns. They completed some green light work and eliminated like 16 slow zones or whatever.
Nice.
I can vaguely I can hear TJ talking upstairs, but I
Oh,
can't hear him.
sorry. Yeah, no, we talked about the CRRC second train set thing because I remember talking about that and noting that there's actually only one running.
Yeah.
So they had the second one for like 2 days. I saw, luckily, got a picture, and then it was gone.
Yeah, I remember you saying you saw it. I wasn't sure if it had made the podcast because the article on it got buried, but
Yeah,
I'll just
I
put
know
all
I
of
saw it
those
because
in
I saw two in one place.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the second CRC train.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, the Green Line, they did a bunch of shutdowns, fixed it, and then they had a big derailment like last week or 2 weeks ago.
yep.
Oof.
And then they also
It was while
they
Shelby
had
was
some-
there.
Yeah, it was while Shelby was there. Where the more important thing for Shelby was that they fucking power lines on the south side went down. And so they shut down the entire approach to South Station. So Amtrak and the MBTA were both effed.
Yeah,
God.
they had again. MBTA continues taking L's.
Yeah,
Just
commuter rail, Orange Line, and Amtrak all screwed.
the only thing that is safe, the only thing that has ever been safe is the Blue Line, and it's just perfect all the time. It's kind of crazy that the Blue Line just exists. It's like it belongs to another city, a different
It's
agency.
the one with pantographs and third rail, right?
Yeah, it's the one that should, by all like, as the Bumblebee should not be able to fly, the Blue Line should not be able to like survive, but it does.
The blue line should not be able to function. What the hell? These cars look the same as the orange line, just with pantographs. How are these?
No,
not
they're
burning?
smaller and they're a little more pointy. They're like
yeah, they're meant to go
pentagonal.
around tighter corners, I believe. Right? Is that?
I meant the older ones.
Oh yeah, the older yes, but the Blue Line cars are neat because they are actually smaller than all the other subway stock because they have to fit in trolley tunnels.
I'll
they
be
are-
honest. This isn't far off from what I'd want my own fictional EMUs to look like. It's just too subway-like.
Oh, I found a picture of one at the seashore.
Oh, the Blue Line cars at the seashore?
Yeah, hold on. Let me send it in.
Which ones?
Didn't we go in them?
We may have.
Yeah, there you go.
There's green line cars.
Yeah, that's a Boeing car. The MBTA had them for a little while, and then they broke, like everyone else's Boeing cars.
What the hell is this?
Actually, if we're talking trolleys for a second, I want to throw one thing in, which is that you know how I'm always sort of making fun of certain organizations for towing a trailer, like a generator trailer, with their trolley, because they don't have overhead power lines. The I don't know what organization this is. Oh, I think this is it's the Willamette Shore Trolley. They ended up doing away with the generator trailer and actually converted one of their Council Crest cars to battery operation. Which, like, I know, yeah, battery locomotive bad, but that's really neat. Modern problems require modern solutions.
I mean, there's also the Gomaco trolleys, which can be built to be battery powered.
Are those like those are a newer thing, which those are also cool, I suppose. But this is,
I love Gomaco. I just wish that they offered a 2-axle version of their Bernie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I don't know enough about trolleys. I am not an
They-
interurban
they-
guy, sadly. We don't have
They build
interurban
new
people on
build
the show
old
today.
style trams.
Mm-hmm.
They have like open side ancient things. They have Melbourne W classes or maybe converted W classes. I don't know if they're real or not, but that's one of the things in their catalog. And they also have 4-axle Bernie car replicas,
That's neat.
and they're very based. I just wish they made a 2-axle one too because they're adorable.
I see. Yeah, no, I'm sadly not familiar with interurban shenaniganry as much as I perhaps could be. But all right, I'll give you the floor. We're gonna wrap up the show, sooner rather than later, I suppose. But I do, we need to hear from Brian. We need to hear about the Canadian roster of stuff, and God, that gives me anxiety, TJ.
All right, I'm going to try and speedrun this then. First off, CPKC Iowa Interstate. Two railways I like a lot. Uh, they're asking like the Surface Transportation Board, the STB, to look closer into CN's acquisition of the Iowa Northern Railway. Uh, I presume this is just kind of like bickering and stuff as a result of like the heightened sense of like hostility between CN and CPKC after the whole CPKC thing happened.
I feel like it's
Because
easy to forget how fraught that was with the different bids and everything.
yeah,
Uh,
but
that was a
also,
wild
like,
time.
in my head, I'm like kind of laughing at this because like, as I said earlier, like the funny joke of like they're actually just complaining about rail cam thing. They're actually just complaining about this because Iowa Northern has the 1950s Canadian Pacific livery.
Yeah,
This is what they have on all the heritage stuff, and we'll get to that in a minute.
I think the gist of this though isn't. So they
Uh-huh.
wanted to be considered a major deal or a significant transaction or whatever the proper terming is, and the STB has said like, no, this is a minor thing. Like I've never heard of the Iowa Northern. Uh, I am
I
not
believe I have.
I am not familiar with it at all. I assume they're just like a little Granger up there. Um, but yeah, the other railroad companies coming in and saying like, "Hey, stuff's broken," right? Or yeah, not stuff's broken. Thinking of the MBTA for a sec. I was distracted by
That's not fair.
I was distracted by the related articles. Yeah, saying like, "Hey, please review this more." It seems to be everyone is doing that with every transaction, and I don't know if that is a recent thing because of transactions that have gone on recently, or if that is just something that's always happened. Uh, Either way, I don't think this is going to change a single thing.
Okay, gonna keep going here. I'm gonna stick with CPKC for a second and get to the other two after. I'm gonna save the best for last. You can probably figure out what that one is. But another thing is, CPKC is like doing some like community events things. I've been to one of these for CN like years ago, where they got these little like I'm not sure exactly what to call them. They're like little tractor trains dressed up as actual trains. They got the Puffer Belly Express, which is like a little steam engine, and the Little General, which is a Gevo Gobbles with a dome car and a caboose.
Uh,
Yeah, so those will be going around, probably just in Canada though.
They're goofy. They're so goofy.
But most importantly, and God, I hope I can see this, 2816 Return to Steam.
Yeah.
It's back.
Mango
It's
Gobbles.
getting ready for the summer trip to. We're running to Mexico.
Yeah, they're running to Mexico. They are. It's funny because they even reference 4449 in this article. I am so excited about this, even though there's a very, very low chance I will be able to see it on the way there or on the way back. But
I just can't wait for it to show up in Mexico on bricks.
yeah, I know. It's
Where did they
sorry.
reference
I should have said
4449?
maybe
I
on
don't
the way
see it.
back. Maybe I was being optimistic. What do you say, Brian?
Where do they reference 4449? I don't
Uh,
see it.
In they talk about the lubrication system that was installed on 2816, based on the one used by SV 4449. It is like the second photo, the caption for the second photo.
Well, I was looking in the actual article.
No, you got to read all the text. Apparently, this is called a
Okay.
superior breed of locomotive. Like, there's a quote in there. Maybe that's one of the headers, but honestly, I don't know if I can stand for locomotive eugenics, so I will not become. I won't
A
be.
superior breed of locomotive. Oh, I know. It's a quote. Apparently, a quote from a guy who is like a
Big
a
foamer.
Canadian railway historian who wrote a book that I have over here called Narrow Gauge Railways of Canada. Omer Lavallee. He's a Canadian railway historian. I have one of his books over here. Yeah. He apparently said that about, I guess, CP's Hudson's.
I'm gonna go out and like get out the red string, and I'm gonna tie him and his name and the
He's
Empress
dead.
to, well, it doesn't matter. On my idea board, right, and then to France and then to the MBTA, and clearly all of this is sabotaged by this dead guy.
Or at least I think he passed away.
It'd
I
be
think-
really awkward if he wasn't.
I remember there being something like that in the foreword of Narrow Gauge Railways of Canada, because like what I have is like a very new edition of what's apparently a very old book because it was made in like the 80s.
I mean, just as a related note, Martin Hansen, who is a railroad photographer and also photograph collector, he has a fairly extensive collection of railroad photographs. You'll see his stuff come around, especially when it comes to the Pacific
I've heard of him.
Northwest. I was trying to look him up to see if I could get in touch with him about using a couple of photographs, and like everyone online thought he was dead. Like there are multiple threads on multiple different forums asking like, "Hey, where is his collection housed?" And people responding like, "At his house. He's still alive." Like, and then he will respond to those threads like, "Rumors of my death have been greatly exaggerated."
I just noticed something. 2816 is finally running with both aux tenders.
Yeah, they're gonna need it, I would imagine.
It's
They're
a
going a
triple
long way.
tender. Screw you, Scotsman. We have 3 tenders.
Yeah, you're flexing on the
And
the
that
British.
second tender is a DNH Challenger tender.
Which one was the one that lived in Oregon?
I don't think either of the. Oh wait, no. I think the first of these 2 aux tenders is a Southern Pacific one.
Yeah, it's the one that came off in AC9 or whatever it was. One of the.
I don't think that's the aux tender from the ORHF. I'm pretty sure they still have theirs.
No,
But
they
it's like-
sent it. It was on the train up there. I'm pretty sure it was an article about it a while ago where they actually sent the aux
Oh.
tender to them.
Yeah, they
Oh.
borrowing. And then they're gonna get it
I
back.
remember them. I think they might actually have 4 aux tenders because I seem to remember this running with a freaking with another Canadian Pacific tender.
Well, they're all
Or was
painted
that
up Canadian
2860?
Pacific now.
Why do they need 4 of them?
Obviously, because they're
Because
going to go.
water.
They're going to go from the
Well,
northern.
yeah.
They're going to go all the way through the U.S. without stopping.
No wait, hang on. I just had a dumb idea. Like these 2 aux tenders here are for water. What if the other aux tender was for oil?
You probably just get away
No
with that.
refueling at all.
They're
Oil-
going to break Scotsman's non-stop record run.
You'll run out of water before you run out of oil, generally.
Yeah, but here's what you need to do is you need to do track pants, but for oil.
Yeah. Oh, that
No,
sucks.
that would result in disaster.
Yeah, exactly. I don't see the problem.
An entire railway line just committing MBTA.
An entire railway line, but it looks like the Cuyahoga River.
Yeah.
Apparently, a ship named Cuyahoga was on fire on the Cuyahoga River the other day.
Yeah.
Waste.
Yeah, so you can't get away from
Okay.
that.
I
I gotta
don't think
continue
it-
the speed
yeah.
run here. Let's go to Go Trains. Over in Toronto, which I've never been to. I want to at some point. Same country, so I don't need a passport.
Yeah, there are only like
Anyway.
3 cities in Canada. How have you not visited the other 2?
Right.
There's a lot more than that, trust
I
me.
don't know about that.
Cambridge Go Transit Line. Cambridge, city, or I think it's a city. Yeah, it's one of the cities and sort of like
You're going all the way to
near-
Cambridge? Wow.
Yeah, and even
it's
pronounced it wrong.
Cambridge. It's spelled Cambridge,
It's Cambridge.
but the point is, like, they have a proposed Go Transit has a proposed line to Pine Bush place, and Cambridge wants to be connected to that because currently their connection to like Toronto and the rest of like the greater Toronto no, I'm forgetting what it is, the greater Toronto something area. It's one of the other cities, but they're basically their main connection is to take a bus and then take the Ion LRT, Higham, and then go to the Kitchener GO station and take GO all the way in. But if they had a line but if they extended the Pine Bush line into Cambridge proper, then they could just take the train all the way into Toronto, basically. Or at least that's what it looks like to me. Yeah, pretty much. It would still be connected by the bus, but it would be a much shorter and much more efficient route.
I didn't. Oh, there is a map in this article. Let me show the public the map. I was trying to make sense of this because I don't know the area. Proposed
I don't know it either.
Cambridge to Union alignment, the Kitchener-Go line. Oh, okay. I see.
Hi, Hemlock.
We got to get. Yeah. I mean, more Go is always a good thing. They've got what, like a community meeting on this coming up.
Yeah,
and an
pretty much.
online survey. So
Can you complete the survey if you don't live there?
yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Can we send both of our viewers to go and put their weight into the survey?
Both of them.
It'll make a
Pretty sure
difference.
it'd be a couple hundred, actually.
Well, it depends if the algorithm likes it or not.
At least like around 100, maybe.
You never know. They might not make it to this part. But if you did, buy trading cards. Now, you've got
Yes.
one more thing, and this is my favorite part because it relates to the trading cards.
It's my favorite part because it's the boy. It's the boy. Alberni Pacific Railway is actually well, they're struggling. They're still very much struggling because they're trying their best to start running things again because they've been dormant for a long, long time. Their main right of way up to the old log camp that they used for excursions for the longest time is they can't get the money together to fix that. And they haven't even been running along the waterfront, which is their restricted route, basically running along the length of the Port Alberni rail yard. But they're trying to get that going again. And the Port Alberni City Council is just kind of not confident in them doing this or something along those lines. I think they're trying to screw them over, honestly. They say it's, as it reads here in the article, which is very short, Council felt uncomfortable with the plan as presented and requested a revised budget from the Society based on operating the diesel locomotive and speeder in 2024 along the Port Alberni waterfront with a minimal budget. That seems feasible. Why are they feel uncomfortable with this?
I don't know. I just
That
I just realized how far inland Port Alberni is, and boy, the geography over here is wild.
Yeah, also they're rail locked because the entire line between there and active rails has been abandoned since 2002.
I mean, yeah, but what is active rails in this case? Isn't it just the line in, Nanaimo?
It's just the Nanaimo section. Almost everything on Vancouver Island is abandoned aside from whatever the Alberni Pacific can operate, the Cowichan Valley Railway at the BC Forest Discovery Center, which is narrow gauge, mega gobbles, and the Southern Railway of Vancouver Island in Nanaimo. That's it. And I
And
believe the last thing since that was the rather tragic case of the Inglewood Railway.
yeah, they're rail locked, but also more importantly, they're on an island.
Yeah, so they're also water locked,
Yeah.
sort of. They can barge things over there, but it's kind of hard to get permission to run them.
Anyway, yeah, no, there's a support form. I think you can fill this out even if you're not in the vicinity. So you can definitely do that and send some love towards the Alberni Pacific because we want to see number 7 do its thing. And
We should send something to them, see if we can arrange something involving the trading card, perhaps.
maybe I wouldn't want to, I'm sure they have their own concerns though. If anything, I would send something to say hey, to show, in a show of my support, right? We are representing your number 7 on this here trading card. But yeah, so to go from that directly into maintenance of way, we do have our 4th batch of trading cards coming out. And I think we have our finalized roster for it right now, so I might just, for those astute observers that pay attention to the podcast, let's see. Project data. This batch is based around logging locomotives, and we found some very interesting examples. Now, logging locomotives doesn't necessarily mean pulling the logs out of the woods, but it does mean working with forest products in a substantial amount. Now, like I say, some of these are what's the word? Locomotives that did logging, that full on, were hauling trains of just cut timber. Some of these were hauling lumber. For example, this locomotive was nominated due to a victorious. What was this? Your nomination, Bender? Engine G.
Yes.
So this was from either a Royale or winning the screenshot competition. Engine G, High Point, Thomasville, and Denton. For whatever reason, this locomotive was not given a number for like its first 6 owners, and it came onto the HPT and D as locomotive number G. You wanted this as a trading card. We found a space for it in this batch. It did work with lumber. So that is probably the biggest stretch we have. The second one, the other standard card, is Honolulu Plantation number 5, also known as Manana. I have the photos for both of those on order right now. It's an 062. It has probably the best wheel arrangement name I've ever heard, because the two we had for an 062 were the Taffy and the Webb. Webb was a locomotive builder in England, and the Taffy is a slur for Welsh people. So,
Right.
So, I went...
Also, very ugly Great Western tank.
That's why.
That's not really beautiful.
That is why.
Oh.
That's how it got the name. But
God.
I digress. The Hawaiians called these bulldogs. And
Oh, that's good.
I thought that was awesome, so that's going on the card. Then we have
It's also the name of a fighter plane.
Yeah, then we have our 5 Class 3 locomotives, starting with Arcata and Mad River number 6, or Arcata. This was in Northern California. It's a 242. It was built to 3'9" and a 1/4" gauge.
What the fuck?
Yeah, just weird. Like, I've never seen
Okay.
another locomotive built to this gauge. It had, it served on the Arcata and Mad River with like 6 other engines. They were all this gauge, and then they got bought, and the whole railroad was regauged and everything was scrapped. By the way, the class was called Northern, or the locomotive was called Northern. It's a 242. I don't know. Something happened there. We also have...
they divided it by 2, clearly.
Yeah, they're using the European system.
Yeah.
We also have Hartwell 11. I wish I had photos of these ready, but I'll do another video where I show them all off. Hartwell number 11, otherwise known as Reader 11. It's a 262. It was in Southern Green for a while, and it got a new a larger tender because the older tender got hit by a truck.
Like the Reader, they also owned 1702 at one point, didn't they?
I'm not sure. Maybe they did. I don't know the Reader Railroad particularly well. We have a card that I have yet to start because I have an email out to the Valley Railroad asking if they want their own trading cards, but it would be Aberdeen and Rockfish number 40, otherwise known as Valley Railroad 40, will be coming in this.
Sibling to 13.
Yeah, as the quintessential logging Mikado. We also have Meridian Lumber Company number 202, aka Crowell 202. This locomotive is preserved at the Southern Forest Logging Museum, or Southern... I think it's Southern Forest Logging
Southern something.
Yeah, it's the Longleaf Sawmill in Louisiana, which for those fans of Rooster Teeth, rest in peace, that watched Haunter, that is the place where they had the closest thing to what was, what may have been an actual paranormal experience, is when they were investigating Longleaf Sawmill. but 202 is preserved there along with a couple of other locomotives that worked for the mill. It's a very neat engine, and also it was painted bright yellow. Finally, for our Class 3s, we have the Eagle Lake and West Branch number 1, one of those two locomotives that is in the middle of nowhere, Maine, 5 hours from anywhere. Well, more like 8 hours from anywhere. It's way up there.
The ones in the surreal photos.
Yes. Eagle Lake and West Branch number 1 is a 460. Unusual to see in logging service, so I felt the need to throw that one in.
Eric's Lumber 360.
Oh, 202 is a 260, by the way. Then we have our Class 2s, slightly rarer, Porterfield and Ellis number 4. Yes, the Porterfield and Ellis. I did not pick it because it has my name on it. I picked it because it has a 20% grade, and that's hilarious.
It's the roller coaster engine. It went down and it went up at like 60 miles an hour.
Yes, at frightening
with
speeds.
People riding on the roof.
We have, and by we, I mean I mostly credit Matt. Matt has done an impressive amount of legwork trying to pull together stats for this locomotive, because it is so obscure that I feel like when most people hear about it, they can be forgiven for imagining that it is an apocryphal tale, a hoax, a joke.
No, I read about this not in the Trains magazine thing like most people did. I read about this in like an ancient edition of Narrow Gauge and Short Line Gazette from sometime in the 90s.
Yeah,
and I need to get my hands on that edition again so I can like look through some of the stories, because there was other stuff in there, and like one of them was on the Porterfield and Ellis and on like Narrow Gauge 440s as well. Because it also had this picture of this adorable Porter 440 that was like tiny.
Yeah, if there wasn't so much other literature on the Porterfield and Ellis, I don't think I would believe it exists. It's such a wild story. Then of course, as one of our other Class 2 cards, we have Alberni Pacific number 7.
Yeah.
So we've got our 282 logging engine and our 282T logging engine. So we have 2 out of the 3 of the trifecta of Mikados, logging Mikados. We also have Insular Lumber Company number 7, which served in the Philippines. It also did serve with Manana at points in life, because Manana got shipped off to the Philippines later in life. It is a 3-foot 6-inch gauge locomotive. It is an 0660, and it was nicknamed the Widowmaker because it killed a lot of people, apparently.
Jesus H.
The Alberni Pacific engine also has killed people, so both 7s in this batch are not very lucky.
I didn't know that it killed people. I knew it fell off a bridge at some point. I didn't know it killed the crew doing that.
Yeah. We have Bender's entry. We have Potlatch Lumber number 24 as our obligatory 2662T. Currently runs as 108 at the Black Hills Central.
Base.
This is one of... I think that's that is a Class 2 card. And then we move on to the Class 1 cards. So these are the second rarest. We have the Sumter Valley number 19 as our narrow gauge Mikado.
Based.
We have Wirehouse
the
of Timber
Pass.
number 201 or 200. I'm not sure, whichever one I can get a photo of. 4 foot 8.5 inch standard gauge 2882 used for logging. Probably one of the largest locomotives ever used for logging. And then we have one of the smallest locomotives ever used for logging, the Cailferate Foresterie 764.243. It is I believe a Hungarian or Romanian engine. I think it's Romanian. It's an 080T, 2'6". They made like 150 of these things. They served all over Romania. They were known as Type 70s, and there were several different versions of them. But yeah, it's a 080 tank engine. It's very neat. It took a while to figure out all the stats for that one. Then we have our legendary cards, starting with Washington and Idaho Northern number 31, another one that Bender helped us find. This is a Logging Atlantic, a 442 in logging service. Probably one of the worst ideas I've ever seen.
It has no fire brick arch.
It's an awful locomotive.
It should have died, but then, out of nowhere, The Milwaukee rope.
Yeah.
It was one of the last Atlantics operating on the Milwaukee too.
Why?
Later than the A's?
They were retired, I think, in like not the A's, but every other Atlantic. I think it was either retired in '49 or '51.
God, it lasted so long. It's
Mhm.
so absurd that like we were toying around and I was trying to make sure we had every different wheel arrangement niche figured out. You know, we've got an 080, we've got an 062, we've got a 280, we've got 282s at the Wazoo, a Prairie, a Columbian, a 440, and I'm sitting here going like, there's no way there was an Atlantic in logging service, right? No way. And then Bender pulls out this thing.
Ender comes in with a steel chair.
Yeah, well,
Oh, yeah.
here's your real steel chair. The other legendary locomotive in this batch is going to be the smallest trading card we have ever made. Kiso Forestry number 1. The Japanese 042T, 2 foot 6 inches.
High East Trail.
Yeah, this locomotive really
And
threw
Tyler.
me for a loop because it wears the builder's plate of a different locomotive.
What?
Yeah, so I
Post a picture, please.
I only learned about this. Well, they looked almost identical, but I only learned about this because I turned on the Google translated captions for a video that was a person going around the locomotive and talking about it. And it's like she showed the builder's plate and was like, ah, yes, this builder's plate, like the original from this locomotive was scrapped during the war, so it wears this one from number whatever. And I just was like, oh, okay, I need to go back and redo the whole card.
Oh god.
So, you know, it was a real headache to get that one worked out. But our helper card on this batch is going to be the first electric locomotive that we have in trading card form. Red River Logging Company put up the dang wires, and they had steeple cabs doing logging service. Very weird, very bizarre. I haven't figured out any of the numbers for that yet, but I'm super excited about it. I'm excited about all this stuff. I'm bummed that we couldn't get Minaret in the 210 2T plus T. But yeah, it is going to be a great batch of cards. Pick up some, buy trading cards, pick them up. I can't wait to see these things circulating. Hopefully they'll be ready by late next month. Fingers crossed, anyway. All right. That's all the maintenance away stuff. Latest train on Amtrak. Let's get that out of the way. And Jader just wrote EP and is muted indefinite, so I think he is dead. Do we have any guesses for latest train on Amtrak?
I gotta think about this for a second. Remember what trains there are, first of all.
Definitely the
Westbound Empire Builder.
All right, Westbound Empire Builder. TJ?
I'm gonna go Westbound Chief.
Westbound Chief. Okay.
Job.
What is this one? Oh no. What is this one? Oh, that's not that light. It's just okay.
Okay, so, question. Is there a Coast Starlight running right now?
There are 2 northbound and 2 southbound Coast Starlights on right now.
Okay, that doesn't make it any easier. Hang on, what are the selections so far? Chief and
Yeah,
Empire
the
Builder?
Westbound Chief and the Westbound Empire Builder.
In that case, I'm gonna go with the Westbound Zephyr.
Westbound
If there is
Zephyr,
one.
okay. Let's run through the westbounds. The Westbound Empire Builder is on time at Haver, Montana. It is also 8 minutes early at Columbus, Wisconsin.
Oh, sweet.
The westbound California Zephyr is 38 minutes late at Grand Junction, Colorado. Also, it is 29 minutes late at Burlington, Iowa. Oh god, how did that happen? The westbound Southwest Chief is 12 minutes late at Albuquerque, New Mexico, and also 9 minutes late at Galesburg, Illinois. Now, if you said flip the script, you would have got some different answers. Because before I get to those, there is a 2 hour and 54 minute late Piedmont and a 1 hour and 3 minute late Acela, which is black because, oh no, the Acela is 1 hour late Panic.
Christ.
I still
No.
gotta ride that before they get rid of them all.
Yeah.
I'm happy I did. For
The
like a minute.
Empire Builder to Chicago, trade number 8, is 9 hours and 53 minutes late at Libby,
Oh.
Montana.
It's always the eastbound. It's always the eastbound.
And it picked up 8 hours of those delay between Ephrata and Spokane.
Nice.
Yeah. The eastbound California Zephyr is 4.5 hours late at Glenwood Springs. Also,
6 hours and 27 minutes late at
Richmond, California, the first stop outside of Emeryville. It left Emeryville. Its originating station, 6.5 hours late. I don't know how that happened. The Southwest Chief is doing okay. They're 52 minutes late. That's it for latest train on Amtrak. There are some other ones. Silver Star 2 hours 44 minutes late. Crescent 1 hour late. Nothing else really crazy, really exciting. But that's latest train on
Piedmont,
Amtrak.
2 hours 54.
The Canadian 3 hours and 49 minutes late at Melville,
Place red
Saskatchewan.
Because that's normal.
Yeah, that's normal. Anyway, all right. I don't have my Alberni Pacific termination because that's what I was going to put as my termination. Let me rearrange things here so that Brian is where he belongs, and then yeah, Brian, what's your termination?
I have 2 pictures posted in the chat. You can choose either one of them. They're both. Just a couple of memes I made recently.
Oh
Credit
yeah,
to
no,
you for
this
the
one
screenshot
this
in
one
a
is good.
second.
Yeah, no, we're doing the Railroader screenshot.
Also, for the JoJo one, I went through the dedication of looking for photos of the actual road numbers of the engines.
Can I get that picture? Because that looks awesome.
The original picture, I'll try and find it somewhere.
Yeah, the one with the
I
The
think
EMD
I
and
think I found
GED.
it in the FCNN Discord.
nice.
Okay.
Or was it here? I can't remember.
I think I've seen it here. I don't know. Okay. Okay, TJ. I shoot. I have to go next. What the hell am I going to say? I don't know. I should have taken the other one.
Burn pack.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm like skimming through the news really quick to see if anything jumps out at me. But nothing really is. So I'm gonna say check out.
My trading cards.
Yeah, we'll buy trading cards, but also visit the Providence Northern April 22nd. Come with the scale trains, because I'm sure it's going to be a fun time. I'm enjoying the. You know what? I'll just link to the scale trains road trip page. Somebody in the meeting was like, "Oh, Ellis, you like them? Scale trains doesn't do steam engines," and I was like, "Yet."
Yet.
Wait, also everybody at the PN hates Steam, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, TJ.
So far.
I just posted a little meme I saw on Reddit.
This is awesome.
It's funny as hell.
What jersey is that?
It's a Veritech jersey.
Oh God.
Oh, that's a real throwback.
Oh God.
The do your job hat.
I love this. This is the most Boston meme I've ever seen. That's so incredible. Okay. Jader just wrote EP. And what I want to do is, when the podcast ends... oh, shoot. No, he's back. Hi, Jader.
Jader?
Jader? I mean, Jader's not muted anymore. I don't know if it's...
Hi.
Oh, hi, Jader.
EP? No longer E EP.
Hey, what was
No, I'm silly.
what was your guess for latest
Oh.
train on Amtrak?
Oh, Eastbound Capital Limited.
Eastbound Capital Limited. Good guess, but there's a 9-hour late California Zephyr or Empire Builder.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I guessed the wrong one.
All right. Anyway, so do you have a termination other than EP, or do you want me to just leave it at
No.
that? Okay.
Just
No, his termination is his profile picture, clearly. EP.
Yeah, Jessie Cat. I was gonna say if I was wondering if you had just disappeared, and I was gonna say, okay, we got to see how long until Jader leaves the call after we all leave the call.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Anyway, Bender.
Ah, yes. This is a great quote from Die Hard 3. Hey, listen, we got to report a guy come through with 8 reindeer, and then he proceeds to shoot 2 guys in a truck with his M9 several times.
Okay.
Die Hard.
All right. That's certainly a
it's
movie.
St. Patrick's Day.
It's a Christmas movie.
It's
What do
St.
you want from me?
Patrick's
Are the
Day.
following movies
It's a
Christmas
holiday.
movies? It's a holiday. I'm gonna, from now on, I feel like we should just assume that Bender considers all holidays the exact same.
Exactly.
One country called country, one language called language.
One holiday called holiday.
Uh,
One holiday
Bender
called-
shows up to Bender's Halloween costume is Santa Claus.
I haven't had a Halloween costume in a couple of years, sadly.
Yay, Liam.
I got
Well, as
too
long as
cool
it's
for
not your
school.
birthday suit. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Terminus podcast. I'd like to thank all of you for coming along. Thanks to Steve and Wes as well. Thanks to Virtual Railfan for not sending us cease and desists. And we'll see you all next week. In case of emergency, call Conrail. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Uber.